All right, here we go, Chad. Let's start from the beginning. This was the first session before Christmas, when it was kind of a little bit bigger out there, and it was hard to see, so I couldn't get all your waves, but I did get a few. So let's go through this. Okay, I left a lot of waves in here that you were paddling for and then not getting. I just think just try to really have a better wave selection. Try to anticipate what the wave's gonna do while you're paddling for it, and I just don't want you to waste time paddling for waves that you're not gonna get or that aren't gonna be good when you get them. Just because there could be a wave on the other side of that one, and then you might be out of position to get it. So that's kind of a crucial thing, just to really get the waves that are gonna be the best for you to surf on, and try not to go for ones that aren't gonna be anything. Like, I don't think you were paddling for that, but a little bit. So let's go. It's a lot of closeout waves this day. It was good though. Let's see. Kind of just going for it a little bit, but you can only know when you're out there if that wave's going to be good or not. So just with more time and understanding that that just it will just come a time that you will know which waves aren't good and which waves are good. You can tell even like how the direction that they're coming in. But that's just something to think about and keep in your mind. Here we go. Cool. You paddled into it really good. So you're right in the right position on the takeoff, which I like. Still like good steep part right here. That's perfect. I mean, you're doing everything right, and then this wave just wasn't much to do with. So let's just go to the next one. Looks pretty good. I'll let it play in fast motion. All right, I mean, it's pretty good. Let's see, I'm trying to got into the wave. Maybe you were leaning back a little bit too much. Can you get up? You're kind of like, it looks like you're back on your back foot right there. I think your front foot right here is even kind of up. Maybe, I don't know if it is, but you can tell that you're leaning back on your back foot right here. So try to when you get up on the wave, you're kind of leaning forward a little bit because you're kind of trying to get the drive. So you're only really going to lean back on your foot when you do a turn. So or when you do a bottom turn. But at that point, yeah, you're just leaning back a little bit. It's like almost like you're in your bottom turn right there. So you had a good bottom turn. And right there is when you should have been turning down, right there. So you had your little bottom turn, and then all you do is just turn down right there. And that would have been, you would have maintained your speed. So you came up, and you just went a little bit too high on the wave, and that wave wasn't offering much. It was really mushy at that point. So you'd want to use all that energy that you just had to kind of turn down right there. Right there. One fluid motion. Try to do that. I mean, that's something that you should think about too, is trying to make this one fluid motion, like not a bottom turn and then get to the top and then turn down, which is kind of what you did. You went too far up when that wave wasn't much. If it was a big gnarly, wedging wave, you would have to go that high to to not get eaten by the wave. But this wave is mushy, so you should have been turning right there. One solid motion. Like I would have been turning right there, and then I don't know, maybe you do a cutback or maybe just a turn, and then come back down. You'd had more speed, and you would have been able to like do one more good maneuver right before that wave ended. So you would have hit a little hit right there. Instead of like kind of like the jerking motions, like um, it's not jerking. It's just like it needs to be more fluid. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm just being critical, but I mean you're doing good. It's just now it's kind of you're getting to waves better, and you're going a little faster, and you're getting speed. Now I'm just like wanting to get you to be more fluent and um, and then know in the bottom turn, know in the top turn. So let's see here, paddling out. Let's watch this one. Oh, nice. That was a good wipeout. Let's see here. Good wave. You're a little bit behind it, but that's where you were. I mean, I don't know. I think it's good. The way it looks like it's going really fast. It's gonna close out. You're on this kind of wave. You're just kind of like hoping to get up and get one turn in. Like maybe you just dropped in. Now just go straight up. You got a lot of speed. You got speed. Just come up and kind of float right here. Or, I mean, yeah. I guess starting out with you could have went up and just did a little floater right here and kind of do something with it. Let's see what you do. So you got up. I like that you didn't go all the way to the bottom on this because you're trying to get speed. So you kind of came in and like it looked like you were staying there, kind of waiting to see what the wave's going to do. Then you went up, and that's perfect. You went up right there. I like that. You're going to go up here and get the speed and drive back down. So you went up, and then you got up there, and the waves just started going, so you're just like, fuck. And you got worked. That's a good. That's a good one. Damn. So let's go to the next one. Okay, you see this wave out there. You're trying to anticipate that the wave is going to be, maybe you thought it was going to be breaking over here or something, and just like I said, like with more experience and everything, you'll just start knowing that even though it looks like this wave is going to break out there, you'll know the spot and you'll be like, yeah, that wave looks like it's going to break out there, but it's not. And that looks like you thought it was coming in a little bit more than it was. Because at pipes, it kind of backs off sometimes on the inside. Where if you would have paddled more straight out here to try to get to the where there's more energy on the wave right there, you're paddling over here, like where the wave's like getting less. So I think you could have been paddling like more over here to try to get more of the steep part and just get this little whitewash. And then it was just kind of too mushy at that point where you were to get into it. You see in that wave? Yeah, I mean, you could have got that wave. Could have got something off it, for sure. Just knowing where to be when you're out there is a huge part of surfing. Let's go. Let's see on this one. You got a wave coming in, but I'm not sure if you're thinking of like which way were you gonna go, because if you would have paddled over, you know, if you would have paddled over this way and maybe get this left, which it looks like you're trying to go left, but I'm not sure if that could have been a right too. Anyway, just try to be, that's again, just another example of just trying to be in the right spot on the wave to catch it and finding the waves that have the most potential. Well, that wave had a little potential for something. Let's go this one. I filmed the rest of the wave just to see what was going to happen with it, and it just closed out. I mean, what are you going to do? The only thing you could have done right here is not gone. Just wait for something better. Try to be in position for the next one better than you were right there. So you're paddling for this one. It's a tough spot out there. It's mushy, I know, so it's not easy, but I'm being critical, so I'm just gonna say it like I think it should be. It's either just try to read the wave better, or know that just know where you need to be to get these waves out here at pipes, because pipes is a fickly wave. It can break outside and be bowling, or you can get the middle one. Like, looks like this might be a middle one, and it's mushy. And the inside can be wedging, so it's tricky out there. So I guess one lesson you could think is just try to understand the wave and know what you're going into, and that's just knowing that is going to help you, I think, catching waves at different spots. Close out again. See, like, got into it good. Like, I think on the first video I was more like stressing on you getting into waves good and having speed when you get into them, and you're definitely progressed on that, so that's cool. Just, I don't know, the wave could have been something. Who knows? Yeah. So you kind of, were interested in this one, and then you saw it wasn't going to be good. I mean, I guess that's all you can do, right? You want to catch waves, but let's see. I think when I look at this, before I look at it again, I think you're leaning too far back on your back foot again. I think you should have been driving down the line. Let me just select that. Paddling good, man, like super good. That little kick even, that kick will just like give you a little bit more just to get into the wave, and that's good. So it looks like you're leaning back to me. And then when you're leaning back, you're just losing little bits of speed when you lean back. Where on this one, you should have been like right up to the top. Just get right up here and get that right when you take off, go high, do you get more speed. Because when you dropped in, you're just kind of like leaning back, and the speed is dissipating little by little, and you're just getting further and further behind that where you wanted to be. So right off the bat, just try to get up here. Because when you get up here, when you're coming down from up here, you're going to have tons of speed. And then at this point, you have more options when you have all that speed. So you're kind of leaning back a little bit. But I think if you would have came up here, let's see what would have happened. You would have been up there, and you would have been driving down this way. And I don't know what's down the road from that wave, but anything. You could have happened to kind of did a whitewash floater, something. So let's go to the next one. Okay, it's like that one backside thing that we were talking about is like you looking at your nose. So you wanted to just go up into like just throw your board up there, and I mean, that's what we try to do sometimes just to get something in. Just kind of throw it up there and do a little backside, a little hit or float or something. This would be like an end of the wave type thing. So let's see, you come up and you just threw it up there. And that's okay. So when you throw it up here, see your head, you're looking at your nose. So it's like, I'm trying to think of like make an analogy like golf or something where they say, don't watch the ball. Same thing, I guess. Like you don't need to look at the nose of your board to know where you're going. You don't look at the ball to find out where it's going, because if you look at the ball and you're playing golf, the ball usually goes crazy. I don't know. Shitty analogy. Anyways, let's look at this. So you come up, you're kind of looking at the board, and I think that's what the problem was right there. Because at this point, right here, you should have been looking back down here, and just you're just trying to get your board up there to do a little hit, but like I guess the center of gravity is off. Where if you put your board up top and then turn your head back down, your board's gonna follow your head, and that's what you want to do. You don't want to follow your board, I guess. You want your board to follow you. And then you could have got a little bit more power by like kind of turning your back on it a little bit. So let's see. But yeah, shitty wave. Good. You went right to the top. You didn't know if you're going left. And you're like, oh, I'll go right. But it worked out, so you got right up to the top right there. That's perfect, man. You went right up, right off the bat. That's what I would have done. Right off the bat. Go up a little bit high. Even that high is okay, because you're getting something. You're getting more speed, because you got to get through here. Like, I guess once you start getting better too, I mean, you could do a bigger bottom turn, but I think that takes it's more skill. So just getting the speed, finding speed, I think it's better to start off with instead of trying to just do a big bottom turn around this whole section. But eventually you will get to that point where you'll be able to just like kind of come around here and go like this. But right now it's about getting speed. So right there, you're up there, that's good. You came back down and there wasn't much left. At the same time, when you came back down, you were back on your back foot again. Where when you're coming up here, instead of just kind of like giving up on it and like leaning back, come up here and then driving. It's hard, like just like you're up here and it's like just put all your energy into moving forward, not sitting back on your back foot. So right there, you're leaning back on your back foot. Should be driving this way. Because you could be driving at this speed. You could throw your board up here and do a little maneuver. That's what I would have done. Try to do. Let's go to the next one. Let's see. I don't know. Whatever. Shitty wave. Another closeout. Let's just analyze it. A little wobbly. But the wave was wobbly too, so. I didn't see you paddle into that one, but it looks like you're into it pretty good. And then you just kind of gave up, but there wasn't anything to do, so you're just like, whatever, fuck it. Let's see. Dude, I love seeing this wave. This is exactly how I could imagine like someone would be surfing on it, like just your takeoff and then your momentum of like what you're, it looked like you were supposed to be doing everything you're doing on this wave in the beginning. Paddling hard, getting up, getting high, and then driving down the line. That's what you want to do. You want to be able to get up and have momentum, which you did. Get a little bit right there. You went a little bit high just to get some more speed. And then you like that. You figured it out. You're like, oh crap, I know how to get speed. So you went up and did it again. That's perfect. And that's how you get speed, is just driving like that. Boom. Let's see. Driving. And then, wait, where is it? The first one. Driving. Driving. Perfect. Up and down like that. No hopping, just forward momentum. And you had all that momentum, and then I don't know what happened, but you're maybe a little too far back. But that's just because that wave was going super fast. But I think, eventually you would be able to make these sections when you start understanding it and doing it more like that. Let's go to the next one. Did it again. It's perfect. So your paddling and your ability to get more speed now is like improving, I think, a lot. Because you're in that wave, dude. Like, there's no question about it. You're getting into waves way better now. I think before you were like trying to get up like a couple seconds back, and you weren't in the wave. And now you're in the wave, and you're going up high like that to get that speed, and then you're doing it again. And that's so at that point, I don't know, like, does it look, I don't know, when I was younger, I guess I'd have speed and see a section like that and maybe be intimidated by it. I don't know if you're intimidated on that one or your balance was off. You're like, oh shit, what should I do right there? Should I kick out or should I go for it? Will I get worked? I don't know. Like, but on this one, you could have just kind of, you had your momentum, you were going. Maybe just kind of come up here and then like float it right here. That would have been a good move. But you kicked out. And you had a good section. That was a good section. So lesson here is when you get all that speed and you're driving, that's what you want. I mean, that's an air section. That's a legit air section. And you have the speed to do an air or something. Third tail, anything. I mean, that's the purpose, to get speed to do a maneuver. That's why I keep on telling you I want you to get speed. So when you come across these sections like this, you're going to be able to do something. So hopefully that made sense, what I just said. Close out. It's pretty much like the other one that we talked about. You're leaning on your back foot a little too much. The little bouncing, I'm not sure, you know what I mean? Like, I talked about bouncing before like that. Bouncing like that probably isn't doing anything for you, but making you go slower. So, I mean, it's cool because it looks like you do see that section right there. Like, maybe you're looking right at that section, and that's good. And maybe that bouncing is you trying to time it to get to that section. I mean, if that's what you're doing, that's okay. But just like bouncing in general is usually like, it's kind of like a no-no because it just basically this doesn't look good. Surfing, I mean, I'm not the judge of how you should surf, but just being more fluent and all that is more visually appealing. So, and plus you'll be able to do more maneuvers if you surf more fluently, pull more maneuvers, and look good doing it. So here we go. See, you're going down. See, I would have hit it right there. Just throw your board up right there. and maybe just, I mean, something right there. That's your section, because you can see this crumbling down right here. So be aware of where the lip is and timing, because you timed it around that lip and then it was already gone, and then you try to throw it up there. So your time was right. Your time was right there. So while you're bouncing, you should have been bottom turning to hit that section right there. And then see again, like you're kind of watching your nose. You're watching your nose. Don't watch the nose. Just throw your board up and then turn your head down. You're going this way. So just try to put some power into, when you put it up there, you want to have power coming down. I don't know if that makes sense. Just want to get it up there. Like, okay, like these backside things can be maneuvers to end the wave, or it can be a maneuver to float off it and get more speed to go down this way. But for this one that you're doing right here, it was more of like an end of the wave thing. Like this was your last maneuver. But anyways, we've been through those before. That's it. It's good. That is good. Getting speed good. You got into it good. You're getting speed. You look good. Like your style looks really good. And you kind of had it timed pretty well right there, I would say. Now that you're up there, commit to that. So you're up there, you're like, I'm doing a floater. And I know with more time, obviously, too, you'll be more comfortable with being in these situations where you'll, you know, you'll go up there and you'll know what you're doing instead of just going up there and then just going, oh, I'm up here, this is cool. And now, how am I going to pull this? And that comes with time and experience that you'll know what to do. But let's see here. You get up there, it's good. Then the wave this was going. So you were leaning forward and your board just got caught in that wave. Because maybe you weren't really up on top of that wave yet. Maybe your board could have been a little bit up, just a little bit more. Because it looked like the wave caught your feet and was pulling you back. And then it caused you to move, to fall forward and your board go that way. So maybe just a tad bit up there. So maybe just try to push it a little bit more. See, because you could have been floating over this part right here and then just landing right here would be all nice and fluffy because the wave had already broken. Let's see. That wave just had a lot of energy right there and I was trying to pull you down with it. So you get that with more time. But your approach was good. Caught it well, driving speed, comes up for the maneuver. Good. I mean, that was good. I'm happy with that. Nice. So, looking good again, man. Getting into the wave, getting speed. And you're timing the section right there. And it looked like you just wanted to go, like, throw the tail out and do like a layback. But I think instead of trying to do like this crazy layback, like it would have been cool if you just went up and just hit this section and just try to float it and then just come down. Because believe me, these sections, like they look fun, like, and it feels good to do these laybacks and stuff. Like that feels rad. But I just don't think that you're there yet. So I just think learning more of the fundamentals of like getting the speed and then learning how to come down a line and drive off sections like this this is like, these are like the fundamentals, like the building blocks for doing these laybacks and tailsides and airs and all that. But getting through these sections and floating through the section and coming down here, and then this is where you'd finish the wave and do a big layback or something, like down this way. So for practice, instead of trying to go for the crazy maneuver, just go for something simple and get used to doing it simple. And then as soon as you start perfecting it simple, then start switching it up, and trying to do something a little more gnarly, radical. But again, good approach. Okay. I think that was a good one. That would have been worth it just to get in the right position for that. Because it looked like an okay wave. Let's see here. A little backwashy wave. And then you just want to throw it up there, but it was nothing. Let's see this one. Another closeout at pipes. Got into it pretty well. Went right to the top up here to get more speed. Good. But then there was nothing there. Check this one out. Oops. Missed your wave. I think it just closed out. But let's see. So this is another session. I think this is Seaside. But I'm going to do another video for that one. So just think about some of the things I said in there. Timing and what else did I say? I said a bunch of stuff. Wave selection. Like I said, you're maintaining speed well and you're paddling to waves good, and that's all progress.